Hey everybody, Eric from Ready Motorsports here, and I thought before we shipped out this EFI kit, or Holley Sniper kit, I thought I'd run through a few things that makes our kit different than the other kits that are out there. One is, this is the original kit. We were the first ones to come out with it back in 2000. We've done hundreds of them. It's something we're really proud of because we tailored this in specifically for the air-cooled VWs. The biggest difference that you'll see in our kit is this is not simply bolted to an adapter to go onto a manifold. What you can't see is we physically modify the idle air control on these units. These will not let a Volkswagen idle in winter temperatures without modifying it. I think our cam profiles are a lot bigger than a factory American Iron car cam profile. So they're just not consuming as much air at idle as our cars are. So we port them out, we open them up, we get these things so they actually idle in the winter time. We're in Salt Lake here. That's pretty important to us. We have all four seasons. The other thing we do that no one else is doing is we modify the vacuum port on the Sniper itself. The way this comes, it works just like an Autolite carburetor that replaces it. It has vacuum signal all the time. The problem with that is that'll cause a lot of idle surging. We ran into that when we first got this. We did our first handmade adapter and we were fighting this idle, and then we just started checking vacuum signal and figured, yeah, that's not ported vacuum the way they come. So we physically modify these so that that is ported vacuum, so it works like a Solex. When it's at idle, there's no vacuum advance. As soon as you crack the throttle, you've got advance. So that works like it should. The idle control works like it should. The last of our mods that aren't too critical is we do our stainless steel throttle arm, so it pulls sideways on the shroud. And then we do our adapter plate. It's a nice low profile adapter. It's offset so that when it's mounted, it's tight to the alternator, it's tight to the shroud, keeps everything nice and compact. If you're running the a Gia, a Thing, or a 6871 bus, or a late bus converted type 1, you can still run that rubber elbow over to your air filter. So you can keep all that oil bath air filtration, everything like that. In my 65 bus, a little trick for you guys, use that rubber elbow, but it's shorter. But if you go to your auto parts store and get a 2-inch inside diameter to a 2-inch outside diameter exhaust piece, that will slide right into the stock oil bath and slide right into the elbow, and it fits perfect. So that's what we do on our own shop truck. I run the stock oil bath on a 2-liter with this thing. I make about double the horsepower and torque as a stock 1600 dual port, and it does fine. And it filters great. Warm up is great in the winter because we've got all the preheats, everything hooked up. It works fantastic. So we've got that. The one thing we don't modify is we don't change this from the GM coolant temp sensor plug. That way you can always resort to a less expensive, affordable, easy to buy anywhere GM temp sensor. You can even run, Mario at the Dub Shop has a temp sensor that will plug right in, doesn't change any values. It's plug and play. You don't have to change a thing, and it'll actually bolt the sensor to the cylinder head. And with that, like say you've got a Baja Bug or a Sandrail or a Buggy or a Trike or something with an open engine bay, where we normally mount this to read the hot air off the heads and cylinders. Well, if you've got an open engine bay, you especially don't have anything there that's going to read that. So you can bolt that sensor to your cylinder heads, and you don't have to modify the harness. You don't have to do anything. Our fuel system is a little bit different also. We've converted over to the GM LS style fuel system. It's easier to install, it's cheaper overall, and we provide everything you need to make this fuel system work. You go from your tank, you got a tank outlet. We also have the weld-in fitting to go back in the bottom of the tank. We do not recommend the T on the bottom of the tank. I get so many tech calls of people that say it runs for about a half hour, 45 minutes, then it dies. I let it cool, it starts up. The fuel pump's overheating because it's just looping the fuel back through the pump. Pump gets overheated, pump shuts down, you're stuck. So unfortunately, yeah, weld that fitting in the bottom of the fuel tank. Get your separate in and outs, and you won't overheat your pumps anymore. We've been running ours for almost 5 years, 6 years now. Does great. So we go from our stock outlet of the tank, we go into a Wix pre-filter. We leave the Wix pre-filter with spring-loaded clamps, so you can always change that super easy. This is the first line of defense, and that's what's going to get dirty the most, especially if you have an old tank with a lot of crud in it. If you start having running issues, check that filter first. We've seen some buses come in that have just packed them. It looks like coffee grounds when we cut them open to see how bad they're full, and they're just packed solid. So all that rust flake will finally move, especially with an EFI car where you've got turbulence in the fuel. You're starting to break loose any of that stuff a lot more. So you got an easy to change pre-filter. You go through the pump. After the pump, it's all AN fittings. We don't do barbed fittings with worm drive clamps. Everything we have the bolt together thread on 6AN fittings for the post filter, and this post filter is a GMLS style. This is available everywhere. It's not exotic at all. This is kind of becoming the standard. And you basically have one fuel inlet, one fuel out back to the tank, and then you have one line goes back to the engine, and that's it. And so what we do is we give you a cap to block off the outlet of your sniper, so you're not using the regulator anymore. You're using that as your regulator and one line in. So half the lines run to the back of the car. It's easier, it's cheaper. You've got both filters, which the other kits do not include. So you've got pre-filter, post-filter, you've got every AN fitting you need. You have EFI rated hose clamps, not worm drive, because worm drive tend to either, if you get them tight enough, you're going to end up splitting them and stripping them out, or they just work themselves loose. So EFI rated clamps, EFI rated hose, and you can buy a 10-foot kit or a 20-foot kit. For VW buses or anything with a fuel tank in the rear, go with the 10-foot kit. Anything with the fuel tank up front, get the 20-foot kit. That gives you everything you need. You put your whole fuel loop underneath the gas tank, say opposite the brake master cylinder, or on a bus, obviously anywhere above the tranny. Let it gravity drain into that pump, and you're good to go. The last thing we do that's different than the competition, we install 3 different tunes into our handheld. All target tunes are the exact same, except the area of the fuel map where you idle. We offer a 12.5 to 1, 13.5 to 1, and a 14.5 to 1. Everything else is the same. Basically, fire it up. We preload it with the one in the middle, 13.5. Fire it up, let it warm up, let it start correcting, and then switch tunes. Try each 3 tunes with it warmed up. See which one idles the smoothest. Whichever one idles the best, leave that one loaded and start driving. That's the extent of it. And it'll run rough at first because it's learning to your car. It's a learning EFI, not all knowing. So put some miles on it, and every mile you put on it, it drives better and better and better. And before you know it, the thing's tuned and ready to go. All you got to do is a few table transfers. Watch our videos on the post installation on how to do that. We also have a video on the full installation as well, so you can see everything laid out and how it works. Especially the throttle cable. We do a cable that comes in from the side now that shows you exactly how to do that. But other than that, any other questions you guys might have, hit us up on our Facebook page or our email, readymotorsports@gmail.com. You can buy these direct from us at readymotorsports.com, or we have an exclusive distributor, air-cooled-performance-warehouse.com, or acpw.net is the shorter version. Both will get you there. And you can purchase it all through there. And if you need the intake manifolds or anything like that, you can. The beauty of this kit also, this will bolt directly onto a stock 34-pick manifold with no modifications, clears the alternator, everything. That's how we designed it to work. So it'll work with the stock manifold. It'll work with the aftermarket manifold. We've even made these work with a single port manifold if you slot the holes out and bolt it on there and just use a thicker washer, like a head stud washer. We've done that to a 1300 single port, and he got 37 miles a gallon on the highway going to a camping event last year with us. That was pretty cool to see. We also, the small details, we put a small 10mm head nut on the backside because it gets pretty tight in the back, and some of those manifolds get really tight, the aftermarket. So we just try to watch every angle for you to make sure you're good to go. And there it is. It's currently still the cheapest Holley Sniper EFI kit out there. And it's the most complete. We've got every bit of fuel line you need, no worm drive clamps, pre and post filters, 3 different tunes. We've got you all set. So let us know if you have any questions. Comment down below if you'd like. But we hope you have a great day. This is a great kit. We've done hundreds of them. I've been running it for almost 6 years on my own shop truck daily. And I would never put that one back to a carburetor if I can help it. It just works too well, works with every elevation. You don't have to touch a thing. Have a great day. Bye. How was that one? That one, is that the best one or the worst one?